Hello and welcome to Watch Her Arise. I am her and I want to tell you all about who her is. I think there's a lot of rediscovery that I had to do for myself, and this journey and this process has taken quite some time. It wasn't like I figured it out in one day, who I am, what I'm about, what do I stand for. All those things came as I learned more about myself and I became more reflective about who I am and what I wanted. So I encourage everyone to go on this journey. Maybe I'll teach y'all how to go on this journey. I don't know. I don't even know if I did it in a certain type of way. Like, did I follow a plan? No, I let every opportunity and everything that's happened in my life show me and teach me. So I'm here for it, but we're gonna begin. I have some questions that some people asked and I want to put myself out there, and I want you to know who you're watching. Who is it that is behind the screen? So I'm gonna try to give a little bit of myself and who I am. I hope you're here for it, so stay tuned. My name is Amaryllis Padilla Rivera because I am now married. I have not legally changed my name, but I will always include my husband's last name because I belong to him. So one day though, I will go through the process and change my name so we can all have the same last name in this household. I won't be the only person with Padilla, but I am Amaryllis Padilla Rivera. My mom named me Amaryllis because there was a girl in her middle school that she said was so sweet, and she said, when I grow up, I'm gonna name my daughter Amaryllis. That was it. And Amaryllis is a flower. It's a beautiful bulb. Anybody can raise her in your home. You can buy her at Target, at Walmart. Definitely seen Amaryllis there. I try to grow an Amaryllis every year, which I'm due for an Amaryllis growing session. So actually behind me, as you can see, I posted my vision board I just made on Friday at my church. Maybe I'll talk about it one day. I don't know how open I feel about it. But one thing right here in this section, there's a lot of plants and flowers. I want to get into horticulture. There's something that I feel like has been drawing me to wanting to create my own garden. So I asked my mom if I could use her backyard and she said yes. So I'm gonna go for it. And I'm gonna see if I can try to make some plants survive back there. I don't know, we'll see what this summer brings. I just felt like I needed a hobby, something new that I've never tried before, something different. And when you learn something new, it expands your mind. So let's expand my mind. Let's learn how to plant. I don't know, try something new, right? Get a hobby. Oh, since I'm spending so much time at home, right? Try to find something fun to do. So both of my parents are Puerto Rican, so that makes me Puerto Rican by birth, I guess, right? But I was born here in America, so I'm American. But I definitely stick close to my roots. I love Spanish music and everything Puerto Rico. I'm all about it. I wish I can go all the time. Maybe one day I'll own a house out there. That'd be awesome. But I love Puerto Rico. So I am Puerto Rican, and but I live in New Jersey. Originally from New York, but I've lived in Jersey so long that I'm a Jersey girl. So I've definitely embraced this season in my life of being a Jersey girl. It's fun. So here for it. Originally, I called my brand Her Hope Arises. That's where it started, right? That was the birth of that, and one day I'll talk about that, was from a breakup. And I'm not talking.
Hey.
That's my husband.
I just got home.
What were you doing?
I was at my second church service.
Okay.
Praising the Lord.
Wow. That's my husband. He just loves to worship. He's so cute. Okay. So, as I was saying, Her Hope Arises is where it started, and it originally was from a place of pain. I was able to birth this thing that gave me purpose, which I felt. I created a website. me and my girlfriends Linda and Lisette, they have this organization called Da Design at that time, and they created my website for me, and I used to write blogs, and I tried to grow an influence through Instagram. And so as I continued to grow, I guess, into who I am, I felt like it morphed itself into now what I call Watch Her Arise. And so we are now on a journey of watching her arise. And who is her? I am her. I'm becoming her because I've allowed it to just be my journey and my life of all the things that I've learned. It's gotten a different purpose where that's my niche, that's my focus. I want to talk about being a mom. I want to talk about being a daughter. I want to talk about being a sister, and I want to talk about being a wife. And that's who I am. And that's what I know is those 4 things. I'm gonna be releasing every month will be a different topic. So hopefully next month we'll start with faith, because that is the foundation of everything who I am. So first we're gonna talk about being a daughter of Christ. And I want to help. I really want to help people with their relationship with God. I think that God has shown me that through a lot of my friendships, that I've helped them get closer to God, and that's what I really find joy in. So if you want to get closer to God, I'm your friend, because I will help you. I will show you, and I will tell you what I do, and in the hopes that, you know, you'll get to that point too where you can hear his voice. And every time I prepare for a video, there's like one worship song I listen to, gets me going, gets all of my spirit connected with my mind. And I think this mentality has really helped to solidify who I am, right? So yeah, so the question was, this is your first channel? So what ended up happening is, if you look back at my other videos, you will see I release a lot of testimonies. And so I call them Be Real, Be You, because when I started this page, I wanted to showcase people that I knew, their journeys, their life, and what was the greatest lesson in life that they learned, and how did they get through it, and how can it help someone else, right? Because we don't go through everything for no reason. So you'll see there's a lot of testimonies previously to the videos that I'm going to be releasing, but I do hope to get back to that. One day I want to go back to listening to people's stories. You know, I wanted to have a talk show, so that'll probably be the purpose of my talk show, to talk about other people's life and their stories and their journeys, and just talk about things that they've learned from. So yeah, that's where it started, but now I've morphed it into Watch Her Arise, and that's where we are right now. I recently changed my bio for my name. So on Instagram, my name is I'm a realist. Just am. I try to keep it as real as possible. Who I am behind this camera is who I am in real life. And I definitely do everything in my power to portray that. I don't put a facade or pretend to be someone I'm not. And you will see that moving forward. I feel like I'm just on this journey to live by faith and not by sight. I want to be clothed, and I am clothed in strength and dignity. After birthing my daughter naturally, I feel like I'm definitely strong in a lot of things. Dignity is something that I want to represent, right? And then I also added laughing at the days to come. I just want to have fun. I don't want to be overbearing and always so serious, because that's not me. That's not who I am. I love to celebrate life and people around me. That's what I'm here for. And I think that a lot of times I'm so uptight about things that are not important and that are very irrelevant. And I don't want to be like that anymore. I just want to laugh at the days to come, because the enemy's going to try it. He's going to try to come, steal, kill, and destroy what your girl is up to. And I'm not going to let him. So, haha, joke's on you, right? Anyway, that's how I feel about that. So I love being a daughter. Being a daughter is one of my favorite identities that I definitely found myself in. And I think it helped to remind me of my starting point. When I was birthed into this world, that's what I started as, just a daughter. And I look at my own daughter, Cataleya, that's all she's just a daughter, and she brings so much joy. We are in the peekaboo stage, so she will grab that little blanket. I'm gonna try to capture her doing it because it's the cutest thing. She will hold up her blanket, put it down, and I'm supposed to say peekaboo. So it's just been fun, and I'm like, that's the simple things of life. It's not, oh, I found my identity in my job, in my career, in being a YouTuber, and all these other things. I'm like, it's simple. I'm just a daughter, and I love being a daughter. So one of my favorite memories with me and my dad, I have a couple. I'm gonna share like 3. They're quick. One is anytime we would go driving anywhere to practice my Spanish, he was the Spanish taxi driver, and I had to tell him where to go and where we were going in Spanish. And so that was a lot of fun. I think we always lived far from either their job, my school, or from church. So we spent a lot of time growing up in the car. And I think that even though it feels like, oh, that's so sucky, a lot of your time was spent in the car, but that's literally how we were all able to develop a relationship together, because we spent so much time together. I remember there was at one point we were spending 1 hour just to get to church. Like, that's how far it was. But that hour was us all talking to each other. We didn't just all do our own things. This was before we all had like iPods and everyone had on headphones. We would not wear our own headphones. Everyone spoke to each other, and that was one of the cool things. Friday nights was our day nights. He would take me to the mall and buy me a new outfit every Friday. So homegirl was spoiled, just so you know. That is why I am the way I am, because I would just get stuff just to get it. So that is who my dad was. And this one's really beautiful. My dad, from when I can remember until I was 12 years old, would come and tuck me into bed and pray with me every night. We had a song we would sing together, and I will never forget every day and every moment we spent together before I went to sleep. So being a daughter has been the most beneficial part of my growing up, because it really did make me who I am today. So I'm also a daughter of God. Today at church, and he actually, Mike Sunbury, spoke awesome word, and he said my favorite verse, and I was sitting next to my best friend Lisa, and she was like, that's your verse. I'm like, I know, that's my verse. Psalms 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. Bank on it. I live my life by it. It's truth, and it's what I hold on to. So that's my favorite thing about being a daughter. The more time I spend with him, the more desires I feel like are risen in my life. So here for it. So I have a brother. He is 23. He just turned 23 years old, and he is in his last year of college. I know he goes to he goes to, oh my god, I know, it's in Jersey City, New Jersey City University, something. I'll write it down. He goes there. He's almost done. He's a business major. I feel like I can be a better sister. When we lived in the same house together, we spent a lot of time together, but now that I have my own family and my own place, we don't spend that much time, but we're gonna change that. That's something that I felt like is very important, and I need to make time for people who are important. So watch out, bro. And he's actually really big into watching YouTube videos, so he subscribed the other day, and I was so excited because he's gonna support me and I'm gonna take his advice. So he's the one who told me to do tell people who you are. Like, people who follow you, not everybody knows you. I'm like, you're right. So I'm doing this video because he told me to. So I hope to get a lot closer to him. I also have a lot of girlfriends who I call my soul sisters. This is something new that God put on my heart, that there are so many girls who I connect with, and yeah, I don't have a biological sister, but I treat these girls like my sisters, you know? Like, I love them to death. We've not gotten along at one point. We've said things that we did not like, you know, to each other, and we're still here. We're still writing it out. So shout out to all my soul sisters. I have lots. So That is something that is really important to me, is my friendships and those that I surround myself with. So, and it was funny because I'm like, how do you choose a soul sister? They chose me. They chose me. That's all I can say. They somehow our lives crossed paths and they continue to stay together. So I'm here for it, my soul sisters. So I come from a big family. Yes, my immediate family is very small. It's just the four of us, me, my mom, my dad, and my brother. But my dad has 11 brothers and sisters. So I have cousins and aunts and uncles all over. Chicago, Texas, Colorado, Alabama, North Carolina, Florida, Connecticut, probably other places that I'm not thinking of. Puerto Rico, duh, half of them live over there. So many all over, family members all over the place, and they're all so cool. So I got married about 2 years ago, and my wedding had 170 people. It was a destination wedding, guys. 170 people, of which 35 live in Puerto Rico, the rest flew in. Talk about a big family. And most of them were my friends, honestly. So a shout out to the amazing people who are just in my circle and in my life. It's big. It's very big. So there's no reason why I cannot reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers quickly, because I have a lot of family. So I need to start sending my stuff to them so they can subscribe. Right. Get to it. So when I gave birth to my daughter, my commitment was I wanted to solely breastfeed. I actually reached a point I stopped pumping. I felt like it was pointless. I just wanted to give her my chest. And so we are now 9 months in, and that's all she gets is my chest. I stopped pumping a long time ago. I love it. I think that there's so much I've learned about myself. It is a full-time job. It is a very big commitment. Everybody wants to babysit my daughter and nobody can, because she can only be away from me for a couple hours and then I gotta go back home. I've even tried pumping, leaving it for her. My mom will warm it up and she's like, nope, fresh. I need it fresh. I need it right from the boob. Don't play me out. So I'm only planning to go until 12 months. And it's funny because everyone, of course, has their opinions, which I don't really care about your opinion, but they're like, oh, don't breastfeed after, once they're talking to you. Like, I don't care. I'll do what I want. I don't want to breastfeed after a year because I just want a break. I've committed to this for 1 year. That's what I said to myself. So if we reach a point where maybe she just wants it at night, I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not gonna, do it because everybody's telling me not to do it anymore. I'm doing it because that's what I committed myself to doing. So don't listen to everybody. You do what works for you. And I know for my next child, I will pump. They will drink from a bottle and they will master it, because I'm not going to be tied down again. But we were in COVID, so it didn't really matter. It wasn't like I was going anywhere anyway. So relax. We may do with what we got. So I gave her what I wanted to give her and she's doing amazing. I love it. It has been super beneficial, and I know that the nutrients that she's been receiving from me is what God intended. So, but it's not for everybody. So you commit to what works for you. That's what worked for me. That's all I'm saying about that. So this is cool because I've only been married now 2 years, but it's been a fun 2 years and I've learned a lot. I think last year doing Miss Better Half really transformed a lot of my views. I think for a long time I felt like I was perfect. I'm an amazing woman and I do everything right. And boy, was I wrong. I think that when I heard a lot of the things Holly Furtick said, I was like, you're a jerk. And actually, you're not a good wife. So there were a lot of things that I learned, and I think that the biggest thing I learned was that I felt like I needed to change him to become who I wanted him to be. But he is his own person with his own upbringings that I don't have any rights trying to change. If there were things that I felt like could be better, I've learned to nag God, and that has been my favorite favorite thing to do is now I nag God. Because and there is a verse, I'm gonna find it and put it up here. And I know it talks about a wife being a leaky faucet. And that, my friend, is not who I want to be. I don't want to reach a point where my husband is so annoyed with me constantly telling him to pick up his clothes, pick up after himself, do what I asked him to do. You know, I just don't want to be that person. And it's exhausting. It really is exhausting trying to control someone else. I'm like, you are your own person way before you married me. I'm my own person. I don't like to be told what to do, so why do I do it to him? Ugh, the worst. So I stopped nagging him and I started nagging God. And, you know, some things have changed in our lives now where he's stepped up the game in new ways that makes me so proud that I married him. And he never showed signs of being such a supporter and helpful around the house because I didn't see it for a long time. But when people are put in a position to rise to the occasion and you allow them to, then they will do it. So don't spend so much time trying to make your husband become the person that you want him to be. Just pray and ask God that he becomes the best version of himself and he will rise to the occasion. Things will change and happen in him when you trust that God is going to be the one that's going to do it. Because it's not going to be because of what comes out of my mouth or your mouth. So that's all I have for today. I hope to give you guys more advice about life. Keep watching my channel. Every month we're going to have a different theme. Next month we're going to be talking a lot about God. We're going to talk a lot about my faith, about what helps me to be who I am. I'm going to suggest some books to read. I suggest even some video teachings that have really helped to shape my approach on things of God. Even new things I've learned growing up. There were a lot of things that I felt like I wasn't capable to do because it wasn't something that I was gifted in. And I've learned over time that there's so many things that God wants to gift us in if we open up the doors and let him. So I'm excited. Now the following month I'm gonna talk about being a mom for the month. You'll probably take a journey with me. I'll vlog my day so you can see how much fun I have with my little baby girl and how do I work and be a mom. That's in itself is a lot. Any breastfeeding stuff I can share, I'll probably do that. Being a mom has been one of my newest joys, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna talk about spend a month on being a sister. Last minute when I was doing my vision board, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I can keep talking, but one thing that God reminded me was you are sisterhood. Everything you represent, everything you are, that's what you love. Like what brings me joy is bringing girls together. So I'm definitely gonna dig deeper into that and I'm here. So stay connected, sister. Yo estoy aquí, muchacha. Okay, I'm done. Love you.